Hello students, in this part we are going to see optical isomerisms in the halogen derivatives. Let's see. Optical isomerism. The stereoisomers in which the isomers have different special arrangement of atoms or groups around a chiral carbon is called optical isomerism. Optical isomerisms when we learn, let's see some basic terminology in this optical isomerism. Plane polarized light. When ordinary light passes through nickel prism, the transmitted light oscillates in only one plane perpendicular to direction of propagation of light is known as the plane polarized light. Students, in this figure you can see this is a normal light which oscillates or vibrates in all the directions. When it passes through the Nichols prism, which is also called polarizer, then it vibrates only in one line. This is called as a plane polarized light. Nichols prism made up of calcium crystals, that is the crystalline form of the calcium carbonate, also known as the polarizer. One we need more concept, that is the chiral carbon. Chiral or asymmetric carbon is a carbon atom in a molecule which carries 4 different atoms or groups. It is marked as a asterisk. The chiral carbon is shown in this figure. This is the carbon atom centrally placed. Then the 4 valencies are satisfied by the 4 all different groups. Such type of the carbon is asymmetric carbon atom. It is a necessary condition for the optical isomerism. Let's see in this, that is suppose this is a tetrahedral compound of the carbon, then this is centrally situated carbon atom and their valencies are satisfied by the 4 different groups. Then it is called as the chiral carbon atoms. Okay? So all these different colors means suppose they are having the different group. Such type of the carbon is called as the chiral carbon or symmetric carbon atom. Now optical activity. What is the optical activity? The property of the compound to rotate the plane of plane polarized light to the right or left side is called optical activity. The compound which rotates the plane of plane polarized light is called optically active compound. So students, note here that is the property is called as the optical activity and the compound which shows this property is called as a optically active compound. Those which do not rotate is called as the optically inactive compound. The angle through which the substance rotates the plane of plane polarized light on passing through Nichols prism is called optical rotation. According to the optical rotation, an optically active substance is either dextrorotatory or levorotatory. It is according to which side the plane gets rotated. Let's see now about the two terms, that is the dextrorotatory compounds and levorotatory compounds. Dextrorotatory compound. The compound which rotates the plane of plane polarized light towards the right side, that is the clockwise direction, is called as the dextrorotatory compound and it is represented by the symbol D or plus. Levorotatory compound. The compound which rotates the plane of plane polarized light to the left side, that is the anti-clockwise direction, is called as the dextrorotatory compounds. It is represented by symbol L or minus. So below examples are given, that is of lactic acid, D-lactic acid and L-lactic acid. Same way 2-chlorobutane, D2-chlorobutane and L2-chlorobutane. Now we'll go one more concept, that is termed as the enantiomers. What is the enantiomers? Enantiomers are the optical isomers which are non-superimposable mirror image of each other, which rotate the plane of plane polarized light in the same angle but in the opposite directions. That is called as the enantiomers. Enantiomorphs or optical antipodes. They are having identical physical properties like the melting point, boiling point, densities, refractive index, except the sign of optical rotation. They have the same chemical properties except towards the optically active reagents. Now when we go for the enantiomers, they are having we say that the mirror images of this. Now suppose this is the one compound that is a centrally situated carbon atom, and then these are the four different groups around this carbon atom. If we look the mirror image of this one, this looks like this one. So you can see in this mirror the image of this compound. You can see that is this, suppose now the yellow atom it is here, then this pink atom that is here, and red that is the back side. So it is exactly the mirror image. This type of this structure, that is this structure and its mirror image, those are called as the enantiomers. Now when we non-superimposable means what? When we put this structure as it is about this one, then all the groups will not match. This yellow side of the group that we are shown, that will go to this side, and this, then the pink will remain same, green remains same, but again red one back side will go to this side. Such type of the structure is called as the non-superimposable mirror image. The best example of the non-superimposable mirror image, now you know, that is of the selfie. When you go for the selfie, your own and your selfie, those are the non-superimposable mirror images. From this you will get what is the enantiomers and what is the non-superimposable mirror images. Okay? Now further we'll go for the other one concept, that is the racemic mixture. Racemic mixture, the equimolar mixture of the enantiomers, that is D and L compounds, which is optically inactive due to the external compensation, is called as the racemic mixtures or racemic. It is designated as DL or plus minus. Here's one that is, it is the equimolar mixture. Equimolar means having the 50% D form and the 50% L form. That's why we show it as a DL or plus minus. And as we know, that is D form, if it rotates the plane of plane porous light to the right side, suppose by 30 degree, then the L form, that is levo rotated compounds, rotates to the left side again by 30 degree. So that is a compensation, it will come to the original position. Hence it is called as a racemic mixture, that is a inactive, chemically, optically inactive compounds. So these are the concepts which are used for the optical active compounds. Now we'll go for the representation of the configurations by different ways. We'll see two ways. First, that is the Fischer projection formula, which is also called as the cross formula. But we are learned in the 11th also this, that is in the Fischer projection formula, this is the convention of the vertical lines. CCl bond, this bond below the plane shown by the dotted line. CH bond, that is below the plane shown by the dotted line. Then Ci, this bond which is above the plane, comes above, so it is shown by the dark lines. Same way CBr bond is shown by the dark line. That is the Fischer projection formula. One more formula, that is the wedge formula. In the wedge formula, tetrahedral carbon, that is shown like this one. CBr bond, which is CBr is in the plane. Then CH bond, which is above the plane, coming our side. CCl bond is also in the plane, and below the plane Ci bond, which is shown by the dotted line. This is the way to represent the configuration of the molecules. So now that about the optical activity part, now we'll go for some chemical properties of the substances. Let's see about the laboratory test of the haloalkanes. Haloalkanes, that is forming on the aqueous sodium or potassium hydroxide, then X means halogen atom is converted to the halide atom. Here Rx plus OH minus, we can use any base, NaOH or KOH, then use ROH and X minus. When the reaction mixture is acidified by adding dilute nitric acid and the silver nitrate, solution is added, a precipitate of the silver halide AgX is formed that confirms the presence of halogen organic compound. So this Ag plus this halide that reacts to form the precipitate of AgX and will give the halide formation precipitate That is the confirmatory test for the halide formation. Secondly, we can go for the nucleophilic reactions of the haloalkanes. Nucleophilic reactions means an atom or group of atom replaced by another atom or the group of atom without a change in the hybridization is called as the nucleophilic substitution reaction. In alkyl halides, CX bond is a polar bond where carbon acquires partial positive charge and the halogen atom acquires partial negative charge. Hence, CX bond is the electrophilic center, therefore, tendency to react with the nucleophile. So, nucleophile can easily react with this carbon atom or alkyl halides carbon. Reactivity, if we'll see, then reactivity of the alkyl halide depends upon the substrate and the nature of the halogen atom. When we go for the alkyl halides, tertiary alkyl halides more reactive than the secondary than the primary. And if you see the nature of halogen atoms, iodine, that is alkyl iodide, are more reactive than alkyl bromides than the alkyl chlorides. Now we will see some more nucleophilic substitution reactions, which are the important reactions of these groups. Some important nucleophilic substitution reactions. First, that is the formation of alcohol. General reaction Rx reacts with the NaOH or KOH to give the ROH plus NaX. NaOH or KOH written as the aqueous. Remember here, this reagent NaOH or KOH, it is in the two forms, aqueous and alcohol. They have two different products. So, in this case, we have to mention clearly it is nothing but the aqueous. Aqueous KOH only gives us the alcohol. So, replacement of the halogen groups taken by the OH group. One example, you can say CH3CH2Br plus NaOH gives CH3CH2OH plus NaBr. Or CH3CH2Br plus KOH aqueous heated gives CH3CH2OH plus KBr. Second reaction is the formation of ethers, which is a Williamson synthesis. Rx reacts with the NaOR, sodium alkoxide, to give ROR plus NaX. Sodium alkoxides is suppose sodium methoxide, NaOCH. If we write here C2H5 ethyl group, then it will be sodium ethoxide, so on. So let's see one example. CH3CH2Cl ethyl chloride reacts with the NaOCH3, that gives CH3CH2OCH3 plus NaCl, ethyl methyl ether. So now this halide group is replaced by this OCH3 groups and we are getting the halide formation. Now the third reaction is that is of formation of the esters. Formation of the esters is obtained from the silver salt of the carboxylic acids. Silver Rx, here we can see one general example, that is the Rx reacts with the RCOOAg. It is silver carboxylate gives RCOOR plus AgX. So example is CH3Br plus CH3COAg, that gives CH3COCH3 plus AgBr. This is the silver acetate and we will get methyl acetate. CH3COO is the acetate group. So this Ag replace the Br. So we will get here this CH3COO, CH3, this bond is formed and AgBr as a precipitate. Then the formation of the primary amines. Primary amines formed by reaction with the alcoholic NH3. So Rx reacts with the NH3 to give RNH2 plus HX. Example is CH3CH2Br plus NH3, that gives CH3CH2NH2 plus HBr. HBr is a side product. CH3CH2NH2, that is called as the ethyl amines. That is a primary amine. Then next is the formation of the alkyl cyanide. Cyanide also known as the nitriles. Rx plus KCN alcoholic, that gives RCN plus Rx. Alcoholic KCN, suppose one example CH3I plus KCN alcoholic, that gives CH3CN plus Kn. Formation of the isocyanides. Rx plus AgCN, that gives RNC plus AgX. Example is CH3Br plus AgCN, that gives CH3NC plus AgCN. So students, let's see here difference between the cyanides and the isocyanides. Cyanide, that is the CN bonding, and isocyanide is the NC bonding. Cyanide groups can be bonded by either carbon or by with the nitrogen. So when we use the KCM, we will get the cyanide formation, and if we use the AgCN, we will get the isocyanide formation. This type of the nucleophile, it is called as a abundant nucleophile, which has the capability of attacking through more than one side. Now the next reaction is the formation of the alkyl nitride. Alkyl nitride is formed by the reaction of the potassium nitride on the alkyl halides. So when we go for the formation of alkyl nitride, Rx reacts with the KONO, that gives RONO plus Kx. Example is CH3Br plus KONO, that gives CH3ONO plus KBr. Methyl bromide reacts with the potassium nitride to give the methyl nitride. And last one, that is about the formation of the nitroethane. Nitroethane is formed from the silver nitride. So when alkyl halides reacts with the AgONO, which is the silver nitride, gives RNO double bond O, that is RNO2 plus AgX. This is the nitroalkene. So example is CH3Cl plus AgONA, that gives CH3CHNO2 plus AgCl. These are the some of the important reactions of the alkyl halides. Students, you can choose various alkyl halides Rx, and you can write various reactions for the alkyl halides. You can